have faith in Insomniac, because obviously they've made Ratchet and Clank, Marvel Spider-Man on PS4, Spider-Man Miles Morales, etc. They're definitely a developer that has a good rep. Because of that, when they announced that they were going to make Marvel Spider-Man 2, obviously a lot of people were looking forward to it, anticipating it, because not only is it a massive game, but also it's being made by a developer that a lot of people like. In Marvel Spider-Man 1 on PS4, there was a lot of suits available, but I guess they didn't really allow you to customize the suits. You just kind of wore them and that was it. But yeah, if they do allow you to actually customize those suits in the sequel, like maybe you can add specific things to each different suit, that would obviously be pretty cool. Something that would make the sequel even better, the extra detail in terms of design. Because the suits that they had in the first game were good, but if you're able to actually like make it more personalized, that would just be sick. Obviously this guy's saying he platinumed Marvel Spider-Man 1, the remastered version, and then obviously the Miles Morales one. To be fair, I think in all of the Spider-Man films it shows the character actually making the suit himself. For example, at the end of No Way Home it shows him making a new suit, so if you're actually able to do that in the games as well, that'd be lit. So this is a concept of the game. In the trailer they showed Peter and Miles Morales both side by side together, so if they could have a menu like this, that'd be cool. Obviously you can see at 1 minute you get to play as Peter, then another minute you can just switch and then play as Miles instead. It's definitely a cool concept. In terms of Mysterio, Sandman and the Lizard, they've obviously featured in the Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield films respectively. For them to actually make an appearance in this new upcoming Spider-Man game would be cool. But then in terms of the other ones, to be fair, I haven't really heard of any of them. In Marvel Spider-Man 1 on PS4 they showed the Sinister Six. In this new game they probably won't have all those villains. They showed that it will have Venom in the game, but aside from that I don't really know what other villains it will include. In my opinion, a game like Spider-Man or even Horizon Forbidden West, those type of games are like the type of exclusives that make a console worth buying. A lot of games have like a special version where it's a bit more expensive to buy, but it comes with like collectible things. Or maybe in the case of Spider-Man 2, if it's a sequel, it will come together with like the previous version. I mean, yeah, given the fact that those two suits, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit and the No Way Home suit that was at the end of the film, given that those two suits weren't in Marvel Spider-Man 1 on PS4, they're more than likely going to feature in the sequel. Insomniac Games like to put suits from the movies into the games. You've seen that already with, I think, the Homecoming suit, the Tobey Maguire suit, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit, the Iron Spider suit, so it's probably only a matter of time before we see the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and No Way Home ending suit included as well. These are two trailers for two massive games, and the difference in views is kind of mad though. Obviously the PlayStation channel is a lot bigger, but the trailer for Spider-Man 2 only came out like 4 months ago, whereas the one for Halo came out 3 years ago, and yet the Spider-Man trailer has almost triple the views, which goes to show like how popular the game and the character is. When a game like this is confirmed to come out, obviously a lot of people are going to be wanting to get the console, which is going to be hard because it's out of stock. The trailer for the game did seem to be a lot more solemn and serious than the first Spider-Man game on PS4. They kind of foreshadowed that the sequel Spider-Man 2 would be darker, because in the DLC for Spider-Man on PS4, one of the characters called Yuri, she became a bit more violent.